Coming in hot.
That drum set fucking hit. My chesticles are on fire.
I almost died.
Oh, man. I thought you threw the headphones.
I thought she did too.
That's my bad. That's my bad.
Lord. That was so scary.
Whatever little adapter thingy you switched the shit out.
This one said, I'm going to work hard.
No, that was me. I wasn't ready. Usually I turn that down, and then you're like, you got to hit record, man. You're missing all the good stuff. Damn. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. I've never felt more...
Alive?
Like I was at a live soccer game. The guy just yelled into the mic, "Go!" Oh my God.
Oh God.
Hello.
Hey, guys. Hey, what's up, motherfuckers?
It's us, your girls.
Welcome back to this shit show known as Two Girls.
No Fucks.
You are.
Ashley Marie.
I am Katrina. And today, we got some shit to talk about.
Oh, man. We are going to talk about Sinners.
And I was going to say spoiler, but then not, because if you haven't seen it by now, that's your fault. And yes, Mertz, I'm talking to you.
That's me.
So he hasn't seen it.
Mertz, we taking your complimentary black card right now, okay? Right now.
We'll give it back to you when we see you next week.
You know you fucked up when like every non-white friend of mine I see on the internet is being like, this is the best movie ever.
The fact that when I watched the movie, I sounded exactly like Mertz. I'm just shaking my head going, white people are wild. White people are crazy.
White people are so wild. So we don't have really like a setup as to like how we're going to talk about this. We're just going to dive
I think
right
it's going to be a
into it.
two-parter.
Oh,
for
sure.
So,
yeah, so
bear with us as we
navigate
the meat
through.
and the potatoes of this, you know?
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Go for it.
So, if you have not seen the movie,
Sucks to be you.
pause now, come back in 3 to 5 business days and let us know what you think.
Because it's literally going to take you 3 to 5 business days to process the art that you are about to witness.
And
consume.
everybody that I've spoken to that has seen it feels something differently. Like it hits someone, it hits everyone differently. Or different portions of the movie hit you differently.
Absolutely.
As a person of color, you're immediately when I see people picking cotton, I'm like, oh God, this is I'm gonna be all in my feels today. I was never there picking cotton. I feel like I'd be light enough to be inside the house, but we're not going there today.
I can't fucking stand you.
But
But you're also not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
It gives you a feeling of like, oh man, this is about to show the struggles.
Yeah.
So, the movie as a whole.
Get into it.
I loved it. There was not one part about it that I didn't love.
It was... I was actually talking to Mertz, too, right before you got here, saying that we were just talking shit. What was it, like a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago, that we want original content. We want something original. We're tired of the reboots. We're tired of you bringing back classics and fucking them up. We want something original. Ryan Coogler said, hold my beer. I got y'all. And boy, did he get us. Like, are you fucking serious?
He said, hold my Irish beer.
And Italian wine. If you know, you know.
Bitches.
It just, oh my God. So, right from the beginning, talk about it. We see...
So, right from the beginning, you see an individual going into a church. He looks like he had a really rough time. You're like,
he looked like he got into a crazy ass bar fight.
Listen,
was what it looked
you
like.
know that he got into a fight, somebody died. Because this dude is dirty. Blood dirty.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Goes
he
into
is.
the church.
Yep, where his daddy is giving a sermon.
But you don't find that out until later.
Right.
The preacher calls him out by name, tells him to come over, prays over him. You know, there's a lot of like whispering in the church. He's asked to drop a guitar. Now, even before watching this movie, guitars have meaning. They always say music brings the devil.
Or summons the ancestors in this case. it does both.
Yes.
Not just your ancestors
Specifically-
from the past, but also from the future.
Specifically blues music.
Yep.
It is supposed to like connect all of the
Trials, trauma, tribulations.
Yeah. Everything.
It takes the pain and soothes it with music. It makes it palatable, if you will.
So you see this, and then it sort of brings you back, and it tells you it's only one day earlier.
One day.
So all of this shit transpires in one day. One day.
October 16th. Was it 1930? Yeah. Was the date of the movie.
So
Which is significant.
I watched the movie with my brother. My brother goes, all of this shit happened in one day, basically one night. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it really did. And then we see the twins,
And then you see the twins.
which I saw a meme that said some kid is going to grow up thinking that Michael B. Jordan has a twin out there like I did thinking Lindsay Lohan had a twin when I saw The Parent Trap.
Yep. Yep.
I was like, girl, it ain't that deep, but it was pretty funny. But you see the twins, Smoke and Stack, which their actual quote unquote government names are Elijah and what's the other one? Oh, I can't think of it. Shit. I'll think of it later. But yeah, so you see the twins standing outside of a sawmill, waiting for the white man to come so that they can buy this joint and have their little juke joint
Buy
that
this
they want.
old
It's
mill.
literally an old sawmill, is what it is. And
There's an exchange during the purchase of this sawmill.
yes, where
And it-
he asks them, "Are y'all twins?" And Stack says, "Nah,
we cousins."
And let's dive into that real quick, because in the South, in the 30s, Black empowerment was not only frowned upon, it was snuffed out. So if you're coming into a situation like buying property and two of you are considered like close blood, that's more power than the white man was ready to deal with. So by saying you're cousins, which as we see later on in the movie when Sammy says that they're my cousins, they're like, yeah, everybody cousins, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, actually, our daddies are brothers. Like, we're cousins. But there's something about being siblings that signifies a stronger connection, a stronger bond, which means you have more... You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what is going on? Her pocket is vibrating. You good? Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're
Sorry,
good. You're good.
friends. I was breaking the rules. Mertz was going to put me in detention.
It's fine. You're good. So, shut up, Mertz.
So that's why they say that they're, well, he says that they're cousins.
Right.
After that, there's some other exchange. They buy the property. Then they travel a little bit more to go pick up their actual cousin.
Little
Sammy.
cousin. Little Sammy.
Now, from what you would see on the internet, you would assume that Michael B. Jordan's characters are the main focus of the movie. Sammy is the main focus of the movie.
He really is.
He's the main character. He's the
guy.
the protagonist. Okay.
Yep.
And so you finally get introduced fully to Sammy and, you know, all of his wonder. I was drawn to him from the beginning of the movie. I'm like, he's just like a little like, you know, teenage,
Yeah.
like maybe
Just trying to find
maybe
his way.
20-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just want to play music.
I
Like
just want
I
to
worked
play
really
music.
hard all week.
He
and I
did
just
his
wanna
quota,
go,
and he
Yeah.
wants one day where he doesn't have to think about none of this shit. He just wants to play.
And
his
that's what he
music.
says to his dad. And his
Yeah.
dad's like,
The devil gonna follow
yeah,
you
yep.
or some shit like that.
He said, yeah, you keep dancing with the devil one night, it's gonna follow you home.
Yep.
Oof.
Well,
Yeah.
and then there's that.
So then he goes off at Smoke and Stack, and then they start breaking down the plan of creating the juke joint and all this. And so they separate. Smoke goes to handle the menu and design portion of the evening.
Yep.
We'll call it that.
Yep.
And Stack is in charge of hiring the talent. Yeah.
She's in a mood, y'all.
Okay. So
Excuse me.
there are certain points from this point on that I am like now sucked into this movie so far. Like I'm invested. I feel the characters' feelings, like all of the things.
Every last thing.
So Stack and their cousin Sammy go on their little trip, you know, to the train station. What looks like to me,
Yes,
the
it's a
train station to go and find these, you know, street artists.
One of them being Delta Slim.
Oof.
Love his. First of all, I just love that man in general.
Yeah, in everything.
Everything he does is
Everything.
fucking fantastic. But this specifically, if you don't have or have never met family from the South, you won't understand Delta Slim. He is that everybody's uncle that drink a little too much, but we later find out why.
Yep.
And when he made, first of all, he made that comment to Sammy about, boy, I got socks older than you.
I was literally in my head like, this is shit Gertrude to be saying to people on the internet. Shit.
I mean, if the shoe fits. But yeah, so, and then, so we are introduced to Delta Slim. We are introduced to Miss Pearline as well. And
we are introduced to that bitch named Mary. Yes.
I was about to say Miss Mary, but
Yes.
So you want to tell the people what Mary says?
Okay,
'Cause-
first off, Delta Slim is playing the harmonica in like the saddest but also most upbeat way. I'm like, should I cry? Should I be dancing?
I feel like I should be dancing while crying because it's
like,
that good.
You're like, oh man. He has an exchange with Sammy, you know, a little back and forth. Stack offers him
$20.
$20 a night to play at their juke joint. He says, nah.
Right.
I've been at this spot
For the last 10 years.
For the last 10 years. It's going to be there 10 more years.
Right.
I'm going to keep doing this. But Stack, being the businessman that he is, understands that Delta Slim is an alcoholic.
Yep.
So I'm going to give him a taste of this Irish beer that comes all the way from Chicago. And he going to love it. And he going to go play over here.
Yep.
So he even ups it after he gives him a taste of the beer. He says, I'll give you $40 and however much beer you can drink.
Yep.
Obviously, he gonna go.
Yeah. He's not gonna say no to that. Not even a little bit.
So that's that portion. Sammy sees Pearline and is immediately like, oh, I need to talk to that girl. Right. Now, at no point is Pearline like, seem like she's interested at this point. Like, she's looking at him, but like, she's like, I'm gonna pay attention to whoever's paying attention to me.
Right.
That's the vibe that she gives off in the train station.
Yeah.
And they have a little talk, you know, whatever. And she does mention that she's married.
And he asked, happily?
Yep.
That's some gangster
This boy
shit.
just like fell out his mom's vagina and he's out here swinging for the fences. Okay? My Lord.
I mean, he tried to get a grand slam and came pretty
Now
fucking close.
he goes through, you know,
all
his
the things.
his whole spiel with her. He says maybe they're gonna meet up. Well, he offers to her to come to the juke joint. She's like, I don't know, we'll see. You know, that type of
Right.
shit. Then she leaves. Then he makes direct eye contact with that bitch Mary,
Yep.
and I call her that bitch because
She's that bitch. She really
okay,
is.
she's that bitch.
She came walking up to Stack.
She literally said, "Excuse me," like, "Excuse me, child," and walks right past him, like,
So crazy.
And then she lays into Stack.
Like, I waited for you. And he was like, I told you
I told you
to leave me the fuck alone, but you didn't want to listen to that. And she was like, yeah, no, I heard you. But you also stuck your tongue in my coos.
So you stuck your tongue in my coos and fucked me so hard.
I thought you might have changed your mind. Like, what?
And he's like, lower your voice.
Right.
Don't be saying that shit out loud. And I'm like, ooh, man. And Sammy heard it. Everybody heard it.
Everybody
heard it.
I'm pretty sure the conductor heard that shit too.
Facts. Okay.
So now we're driving back we're going to the juke joint.
Yeah.
Right? No. This is where we see Smoke visit Annie.
Yeah. So this part was a little bit difficult for me.
It's tough.
Because I didn't fully understand what was happening in the time that it was happening.
Okay.
So he goes to a grave, and I'm like, oh, because Mary just said that her mom died. So I'm like, oh shit, he went to go visit Mary's mom. That's what I clicked in my head first.
Okay.
And then he says to the grave,
Daddy's here.
Daddy's here. So then I proceed to start crying.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
As a person who's experienced that, I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
I can't. I sympathize for him.
Yeah. It's hard.
Then he goes and Annie comes out, says, some choice things to him, and they have other exchanges when they go back inside. The thing I like about her is her level of confidence. So they didn't pick, and I'm not saying that this actress is ugly by any means, but I think she's just, she's like,
she's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful in a way that society has continually told us is not.
Okay, so
She
she's
is a
more
full
my size.
Figured, your titties look like mine in comparison to her. Yes, Mertz, we talking about titties
Again, sorry.
Shocking.
But
like
she
is
gave
a
me more,
figured black woman and walked around with the confidence of someone like she been through it, so you can't tell her shit.
Exactly.
Because she ain't gonna hear you. Unless you come in with the same level of experience, Annie ain't got shit for you.
So the things that Annie says are almost a contrast of the things that Mary says. Mary's things are out there and they're vulgar and Annie's things are sexual,
subtle,
and
they hit you
in your feelings.
She pulls on that heartstring.
She literally, first off, she had her whole palm on this man's crotch, and she says to him
in a different language.
Yep.
BT dubs.
Because they're subtitles.
Yes.
Okay.
Your body didn't forget about me.
Isn't that insane?
I get chills just thinking about that.
God.
Like, what? And then proceed to bump uglies.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's tasteful.
It's tasteful.
For sure.
It is.
So now we're in the car with Stack, Delta Slim.
Let me clarify. He did not go just to visit his dead child and bump uglies. He went there to contract her for a job.
Oh yeah, so she could cook food at the juke joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, if you've seen the movie, you know.
Yeah.
So now we're in the car with Delta Slim, Stack, and Sammy. I was in shock when I heard that this particular scene almost didn't make it in the final cut. They talked about
the prisoners?
Yes. And when he talks about witnessing his best friend getting lynched, it was so beautifully shot, so heartbreakingly raw. I cried when Slim talks about his friend getting lynched, them cutting off his manhood, and he starts to hum and instantly goes into song and sways back and forth. Like, tears. there's so many raw emotions in that one moment. And then Stack looks back at Sammy like, you got that guitar in your hand, don't you? And then they just start playing. And it literally shows you how the blues is born, essentially. And what's really wild to me is that as Delta Slim is telling this story, you can hear the background noise of what his story is and the story
like
that he's
you hear
telling.
the train station and stuff like that.
You hear them say, get that nigger, da, da, da. Like you hear all of that as he's talking about this and you're like, holy shit. Like that is painting a picture on a whole different canvas. Like something that you didn't expect at all. I can't. So where are we at now?
So then they make one more stop.
Yes. In town at the stores. One side was white, one side was black. Did we skip that part? It's
We
in there.
we
It's
skipped that
fine.
part.
It's in there
But
somewhere.
I'm talking about when they pick up homeboy in the overalls. What is his name?
Oh, cornbread.
Cornbread. Yep.
Was that before? I don't know. But
That's
yeah,
right after that prison story.
Okay. But where is when he goes? Oh, you said that Stack went and got the goods, right?
Yeah,
Did you
and
mention that
Smoke
already?
when and got
Smoke.
the
Sorry,
goods.
yeah.
So yeah. Also, he chooses, that part kills me. He chooses a little girl
I love
who's
it.
just like outside hanging out, and he's like, "You want to make some money? Like, let me put you on. I'm gonna pay you."
Teaches her the art of negotiation,
Yep.
which is such a useful skill for a young black woman in the South.
He goes, "I'm gonna pay you 10 cents." Blah blah blah. She's like,
yeah,
like,
okay.
yeah.
He's
He's
like,
like,
"No,
no,
that's not
you
good
need
enough
to-
for
You need
you."
to go negotiate. You need to tell me that's not good enough for you. And you need to, and then she asked for 15 cents, 20 cents. And then he's like, 15.
Yep.
And it's a back and forth. And then she feels so proud and empowered with
Yep.
herself. Like, yeah, I killed that
It's
shit.
so- oh.
And then she lays on the horn, and then she fucking does her job thoroughly. People
He
are trying
said-
to rob the truck. She lays on the horn. He comes out. He's like, I told them.
Yep.
And
I thought she was lying. And then he
Yep.
got popped with a bullet in his butt. He's like,
In
what
the
if I get
ass.
sepsis or something?
And then he shoots the other dude.
Said, you can't come across the twins and say you almost got away without a bruise or something to show for it. That's some gangster shit right there.
Then he actually goes in, and
Gets his stuff from
Gets this.
what is it? Bo and Grace, who are the Chinese owners of two convenience stores across the street from one another because one side is black and one side is white. And something actually popped up in my feed recently about how the Chinese literally migrated to the delta of the Mississippi, like all the way from like Montgomery down to the bayou. Like what? Like it's so, and to see this Chinese woman have like that southern drawl, it threw me for a loop. 'Cause I'm like, wait, what? Like I can't see her with that accent, but because that's where she was born, raised, and grew up, that's who she is. So Ryan did his due diligence when it came to researching that particular piece of it. It was like, holy shit. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah. It's heavy.
It is.
Because there's so
So to
much
dive into
more.
them a little bit,
Go for it.
Bo and Grace, I like their dynamic. They're like power couple. Like he respects his wife enough to be like, yo, my wife is in on this hustle. Like she gonna make the signs. She gonna come, put up the sign. Like this is our thing.
Bring the flowers. Bring the sign.
Like
red paint.
let's get it done.
We're doing this.
I liked it. The only thing,
I mean, I get it. I get it.
Grace got emotional, and then
I mean, as a mom, wouldn't you?
I would have.
Right.
But the thing is, she got emotional more so over her husband. Like she was upset that they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go get your daughter. We're gonna go to the store and get your daughter."
Yeah.
But she also got like straight called out her husband. She wanted to fuck her husband's shit up.
Yeah. Yeah. For even thinking about harming their baby. Yeah.
So that when I look at it in that way, like, first off, I'm taking out anybody who's threatening my kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get to threaten them. Y'all don't get to do nothing. Okay.
I'm laying the whooping on these motherfuckers, not you.
No, I just.
It's all good.
Anyway. Yeah.
So now we're at the juke joint.
So we don't see it get built and all that. You know, we just see like a little bit of the prep and then the party's on. Okay? Everybody's job. Cornbread's in charge of security. Okay? Oh my God. This man in dirty overalls is in charge of security.
It took me a solid 20 minutes of looking at him to realize where I recognized him from.
Where do you recognize him from?
8 Mile. He's an 8 Mile. He's the ride.
Yep.
For M to get to work. He's like, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, man. Shut up. Like,
Yep.
And the gag is he hasn't aged since.
Crazy.
It's black. It's fine.
So
Yep. So Cornbread's in charge of security.
Cornbread's in charge of security. Remember that.
Slim is on the piano with his Irish beer on top. Miss Annie is working the
She's doing some catfish. She's
yep.
out here.
Yeah.
She's out here
with
cooking,
the grease
okay?
and the catfish.
And don't
all
be telling
that
her
shit.
that she used dirty grease.
Oh,
Okay?
disrespectful. And Grace is running the bar. And then Sammy ends up also performing as well.
And Smoke and Stack are just there, existing.
Ooh, prior to us getting to the juke joint, we meet Remick.
We see and sort of meet him.
Yes.
So he's running.
Yes.
And
looking like he just got 3rd-degree burns everywhere.
So some people interpreted it, because I was listening to the people in front of me, some people interpreted it as he escaped from a fire.
Okay.
I didn't see that because immediately I was like,
where's the smoke? I don't see it, right?
This man is literally on fire.
The only smoke I see is coming off him.
Exactly.
That's it.
So, I don't like it. Runs up to this person's porch. These white people open their door. Shotguns already pointed like, what you want?
Right. Guns blazing.
Please just let me in. I need help. You know, I'm being pursued by these people and this and that. And they don't want to believe him. They don't want to help him. And then he pulls out some shiny gold coins. After he looks at a particular outfit in the back of the house.
It's a white sheet with a hood. For those wondering. We're in the South and it's the 30s.
So, they're enticed by the gold coins. He's invited in.
That's the key. Invited in.
He's invited in.
Then, is it the Choctaw? Choctaw? I'll figure it out there for the next episode. But it's the Native American tribe in that area that comes to this house where this man has sought refuge, quote unquote.
Now, for me, it seems like it's been 10 minutes, maybe.
Maybe a little less than that because of how, like, where the sun was in the sky versus when the Choctaw come to the house and then leave before the sun goes down because they're already hip to what this motherfucker is about. And they're trying to tell you, hey, this man is dangerous. He might have asked you for this, that, and the other. It would behoove you not to help him.
To get the fuck on.
And then some. He's got the shotgun in his face and he's like, you know what? My ancestors dealt with this shit. I'm only going to tell you once. We're out.
Now, the key point is that the person who opens the first time the door is open, it's both the husband and the wife.
Yes.
The second time the door is open, it's just the wife. Okay? I honestly would have been like, where the fuck he at? What are you doing, sir? Immediately, it would have been like, something's off. I don't like it.
Because here's the thing. You're not a white woman, and you know not to let random strangers who look like they've been on fire in your house.
I know, let's let anybody in my house, man. Today, I literally said that to someone at work today. He was like, oh, and this, and you know, and then she could come watch a movie at my house. I go, you're gonna let somebody in your house? That's how you get vampires in your house.
We're not just inviting anybody.
I'm not letting no vampires in my house. No, thank you.
Fuck out of here.
Okay?
Yeah. Mess. So the Choctaw are like, yo, we gotta go. So they bounce before the sun goes down.
I think he even like, doesn't he like say to her like, be careful or something, or like something?
May God be with you.
Okay.
In their native tongue, which was like, ooh, I got chills at that point because I was like, ooh, something ain't right.
Yep.
Like something is off.
I knew as soon as he was begging to be invited in, I was like,
Nope.
knew something was wrong with you, sir.
Absolutely. And fun little Easter egg in this, which I haven't seen talked about online as much because of all of the major storylines, but specifically when Remick arrives at the house, it's just the house, there's dirt, sun, fields, no big deal. As the Choctaw are coming up to the house, there are crows circling the house above. Yeah. Recognized that the second time I saw it. I was like, wait a minute. And then I went over.
The thing is, you just said it and I heard them. And I was too busy focused on what are these dudes doing here?
Yep.
They're about to get this dude.
I mean, one would hope they would have, but you know, whatever. But yeah, so I noticed that and we see them again later in the movie. We'll do a part 2 and I'll figure that out. But yeah, so.
So she closes the door.
Goes and looks for her husband.
And then she
Bert.
calls out to him,
Bert.
and he doesn't answer. And she calls out to him again as she's walking through their house. Now, the way that it's shot makes it look like their house is bigger than it is because we all know that shit was like 2 rooms.
Come on.
She's like walking for a minute.
They did have an upstairs.
She's walking for a minute, and I'm like, Shorty, your husband been dead. The hell?
While you were going down to the door to open it, your husband was already gone. Gone.
So she comes around the corner, opens the door, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
To a disaster. Okay.
Straight disaster.
Her husband dead.
Oh, look, he's better now. As he comes off the floor with a gouging gap in his neck.
Remick is covered in blood. Okay? Covered. And she tells this woman, oh, he just sleep. Oh, look, he better now.
What? Oh, yeah, he's all better now.
What? Then the husband, gets his life together or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Transforms.
He rises up off the floor.
Transforms. And then he immediately looks like his wife is a whole ass snack and he's about to fuck her whole life up.
Which he does. And then there's that.
Yeah.
Now.
Then you don't see them again for a little bit.
Yeah. So now we're at the juke joint. Music's playing.
This shit is popping. Okay.
Alcohol's flowing. The catfish is fishing.
They are not paying with the correct money, and Smoke is not happy about it.
Smoke is real mad about that shit. Like real mad.
Anybody who knows, I'm pretty good with money. So immediately he's like, oh, we accepted that. That's not. No. It's bad for business. I'm like, yes, honey.
It is. However, these people worked real hard for them wooden nickels. And you want to keep them coming back, and not only keep them coming back, but tell their friends to come here.
Now, who tells them that piece of information?
Is it Annie?
It is.
Okay.
Dropping knowledge on these motherfuckers.
It's always a black woman, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
So, all is fine and great at the juke joint. We're having a great time.
Until. Wait, does Preacher Boy go in the back with Pearline at this point?
Yes. Right now.
Oh, shit.
Right now. Okay, so earlier in the movie, there was a piece of information given to Sammy. Okay?
What was this information that was given to him?
To advance his sexual career.
Oh, my God.
Stack says to him, all you got to do is find the button
Like them ice creams at
and lick it. Not too hard, not too soft. Like them ice creams at whatever place they describe. like you like the way it tastes, but you want it to last a little long. I'm like, oh my God. What the fuck?
this shit was
So he
everything.
takes this information, seed planted in head. He's in the back.
Same day.
Same
Mind
day.
you, same day.
Same day.
Same day.
Goes into the back with Perline, and you know it's about to happen. Perline's getting ready for it to happen.
Perline thinks she's just getting the D.
Yeah.
He said,
So
hold
then-
on.
so then he goes,
I
"Hold
want
on."
to try something.
And then she's, explaining to him that she has to wash and this. And he
Like,
goes,
she literally was like, boy, I walked here.
yeah.
I'm not, like, let me freshen up or something. He was like, I just want to taste you.
He says, you're beautiful. I just want to taste it. And I'm like, you 2011 years old. Come on. How you risen bitches like this?
2011, shut the fuck up. And then
Shit.
here comes Stack up against the door.
So he can't come look for him for something else.
Yeah.
He hears it and he's having like a proud dad moment. Like,
That's a proud cousin. He was
Yeah,
like,
he-
looks like he found that button.
yeah. And then he keeps it pushing. That's important information. Okay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Because later, when Sammy is going to walk in on Mary and Stack, he does not want to interrupt for the same courtesy.
Right. So,
Anywho. Yeah,
you think that's a good place to stop?
I guess. We'll talk about Mary in the second portion.
In the second half? You know what? We got 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Mary, first off, when Mary enters any point of this movie, it's always a spectacle. It is always a spectacle, and I love it. Okay?
Shout out to Haley.
Yeah. So she comes strolling up for the, to enter the juke joint, and Cornbread stops her.
Right. Excuse me, ma'am. I think you in the wrong place.
Yep. And she quickly corrects him, like,
Like, I know you didn't say that about me,
to
cornbread.
me. Yep. And
Said,
then
little Mary. I ain't so little no more, ain't I?
she said, yeah, what's up?
Right. Oh, my God. Mary's a problem.
So then Mary comes into the juke joint. Sammy sees Mary. Sammy's like, "Ooh, I gotta get her out of here. I gotta get her out of here." So Sammy approaches her and says, "Excuse me, ma'am, I'm with the twins." And Stack said he don't want.
Boy, if you don't get the fuck out my face.
That's what she says to him. He's trying to explain, my cousin don't want you here. Like, you gotta go. And she's like,
Absolutely the fuck not.
and then he explains that he's the cousin.
Little Sammy.
And I'm like, oh my God, everybody is little something.
Listen,
This
they
is-
didn't have no TVs.
They didn't.
Or Instagrams or the TikToks back then. They had a whole lot of daylight and
And a whole lot of lils.
and
Yeah,
a
we
whole
got
lot
it.
of, and a whole lot of oppression. We have to find joy somewhere.
So she has a back and forth with Sammy. She ends up staying at the juke joint, offering to buy him a drink.
Yep.
Because she
And he
realizes
literally looks at her and asks her, "What are you?"
Yep.
She's like, a
And she
human
goes, a
being.
human being. I'm like, ooh, sis.
She's like, no, I know what you mean. And the irony is, it's so funny that the topic of her being white presenting in this movie was so paid attention to that I've known about Haley since she was in that movie with Jeff Bridges that she got nominated for an Oscar for at the age of 14. Can't remember the name of the movie. It was a really good movie. It's like a Western type movie. Yeah, I can't think of it. It's fine. But yeah, so I did my Googlings about her way back in the day. I already knew she had a little bit of Negro in her. Everybody's shocked that, oh my gosh, like, how did he know that she was like white passing and she had a little bit of this and blah, blah, blah. Like, Wikipedia been there this whole time. And we knew We knew about this.
This whole time.
This
Mertz,
whole
this
time.
whole time.
This
True,
whole
True Grit. You're talking about
True Grit. Yes. Yes. She was in True Grit. She got nominated. I think it was either for an
When did that
Academy
come out?
or an Oscar. It was like 10 something years ago. Maybe 12.
2010.
Whoa.
15 years
Okay.
ago. So yeah. But Mary out here on her bullshit.
Yeah.
And being like, my granddaddy was half black. And the irony is that's art imitating life because her actual grandfather was half black. In not the character's life, in her life. You get it. You get it. Anyway. So, what happens now? Some shit goes down.
Okay. So
Set it up. Good.
partying, drinking, all a great time. All of a sudden,
Sorry, I had to.
all of a sudden, the Jew Joint's being approached by 3 Caucasian individuals. Okay. With banjos. My brother never let me forget that they had banjos.
They did.
Okay.
They heard song and dance. They have money to spend, and they just want to have a good time.
So won't you invite us in?
Absolutely not. You don't just invite anybody to the cookout just because they can hold a note.
Someone actually wrote that on Threads this morning. They
Oh,
were like,
really?
I hope this movie teaches you guys not to be
Oh, you said that to me.
not to be inviting everybody to this, hypothetical cookout that we're having.
No, you're not. Like, don't do that. That's trash.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So
yeah.
they go back and forth with being invited in, and then it's
Mary-
noted
Oh, God.
by the antagonist. He's like, "Oh, we're not invited in," and he strokes his skin because. And then he proceeds to point out Mary and say, "Why is she allowed in there?"
Right.
Annie jumps to her defense and says, "'Cause she family." The fuck? Nope.
It's always a black woman. I'm telling
Okay.
you. Always. Always.
Yeah.
Annie wasn't playing about that shit.
And he was not playing. Nope.
But then Mary had to go and figure out whether or not they were good people. My mama would say that's her white side. Because everyone else would have just left them alone. Everyone else did
See,
leave them
I feel
alone.
like there would be a few people that would wander. The thing that where she fucked up, and my brother literally says this out loud in the movie theater.
Of course he does.
He goes, "She gonna turn her back on them? She gonna turn her back on?" I'm like, shut up, Joshua.
But he's not wrong.
He's not.
Like, you got a whole ass pistol.
You
in your
literally pulled it and put it in this dude's face.
And then
you're
walked
gonna turn
away.
your back to him?
Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't care if it would have took me 20 minutes to walk back to the door. Right like this. Step by step. Okay?
Yeah, don't fuck with me with that. Please and thanks.
No.
Yeah. I think we can end it there for now. Because that's where shit gets interesting.
Go watch it if you didn't watch it.
Please.
Or just listen to this. I basically told you half of it already.
She literally did.
Shit.
I wasn't expecting that, but
Okay.
it actually ended up being exactly what we needed. So here we are.
I needed to talk about this. I still need to talk about this. I'm probably going to watch it for another 3 more times.
So I'm actually going again this coming weekend with my cousin, who has already seen it. And she was so funny. She was like, "I'm really proud of you, Trina. You went and saw a horror movie." And I was like, I feel like this is more suspenseful than it's actual horror. Yes, there's blood, la la la, whatever the fuck. But it's not like you're scared all the time. Yeah, there were a couple moments where you're like, and oh, like whatever, it is what it is. But it wasn't like, I didn't see it as a horror movie. This was an original story that talked real deep about what it means to be black in this country during that time and used fictional lore to show the oppression and how we deal with that. Done and done. So, with that being said, if you made it this far,
yeah.
kudos to you. Check us out on all the socials. Two Girls No Fucks.
Like, follow,
Subscribe.
share, tell a
And,
friend to tell a friend
you know,
to tell their
sometimes-
dentist.
Sometimes we miss weeks, and because life be lifing.
Because we're
So
human.
Go back and engage with some other shit, because I know there's some episodes y'all ain't listening to. Just go listen to them, please and thanks. Shout out to the Bridge Sound and Stage and Mertz. Woo woo, killing it on the other side of the soundproof glass, dealing with all of our bullshit, and hopefully
All of the
he'll
time.
have seen it by next week. Maybe
Is it only in theaters?
Yeah.
it's only it's coming back to the IMAX next week.
It's gonna be tough.
I get it, but
I'm sure I can find you a streaming service to like slide it on your phone. Let me talk to a guy I know.
That would be sick.
oh, it's always a guy we know.
That got my brother.
Nah, we cousins. That's the quote of the day.
Nah, we
Nah, we
cousins.
cousins.
I'm literally gonna say anytime you guys are like, you and Katrina, I'll be like, nah,
Nah,
we
we
cousins.
'Cause
That's it.
That's it. That's it. And we'll see y'all bitches next week.
Bye.
This movie got me so fucked up, but
Oh
like
my
in the
God.
best way possible, because like every time I see it, I've only seen it twice, but in the 2 times I've seen it, I've learned more about it the second time than I
Yeah.
did the first time. Because the first time you're like, oh my God, this movie is great, da da da. Because you're like so hyped up, you don't even realize all of the Easter eggs that are literally being laid throughout the entire fucking movie.
Seriously.
And then I see it the second time and I'm like really immersed in it. And I'm like, holy shit. I ended up crying more the second time than I
Yeah.
did the first time. And I was like, fuck, this shit really hits. But now I'm like, I want to go see it again. So my cousin and I are going to go see it again. And then we're going again the following week when it comes back into the IMAX. Because why the fuck not?
I love that for you.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I'm gonna see it again.
Absolutely.
For sure,
Everybody
for
should.
sure.
Everybody.